So I just finished watching The Woman in Cabin 10. And you know what? I actually got everything that I wanted. Because I know that this is like a mystery thriller, psychological thriller kind of situation, which is, if you know anything about me, that is my jam. That is like one of my favorite genres. It's horror, thriller, mystery. Those are like my jams. So I went into this really hoping that I would love it, that it would give me that like domestic thriller kind of feel, psychological thriller kind of feel that I love even in books and in films. And this really delivered on that. Like, so if you're thinking about should I check it out, will it live up to expectation? At least for me, it really, really did. It kept me like, and it's very satisfying. The revelation at the end is actually clever. It's unique. It's just well done. Like I didn't see it coming because as a person who not only reads like watches thriller, reads thriller, but also write thriller. Let me tell you, it's not easy to write a mystery or a thriller, especially to find revelations at the end that are like earned but still compelling and still feel fresh. And this one actually is able to do it. Like I actually enjoyed this movie thoroughly. Thoroughly. Um Now spoilers ahead going forward because I have to talk about this film with my notes. I had notes and they are very spoiler heavy. So check the movie out on Netflix if you haven't. And I will actually heavily recommend this. It's a good fun. This is a film you can watch with like people and like your friends if you want like a nice cozy mystery thriller to like get into for the night or the day whenever you're watching it. It's actually really good. And now let's talk with spoilers because I have notes. The first thing that I want to say is that if it was me in this film, let me tell you that this film will be maybe 15 minutes long. The minute I see the body go over into the water, and I tell people somebody has fallen over or somebody is in the water, once they tell me everybody's accounted for, maybe you saw wrong. The way I would say, my bad, sorry, no verse. End of film. Like Laura is better than me. Laura is actually better than me. And then the fact that she just kept on going, right? Like even when they were all like everybody's accounted for, she sees the crew, everybody's accounted for, everybody in the like regular people, like the guests are accounted for. Honestly, I would be like, well, I've done my bit. But she keeps on going. And then not only does she keep on going, she now like does research. Like when she now takes her ex's laptop and she's like, let me see the pictures. Right, that part that she goes, I found her, the woman in cabin 10. No, no, no. It's when she takes the laptop or the picture or whatever, and she now goes to the people like, I found her, the woman in cabin 10. I'm sure that they were just like, oh, Laura, we just want a nice holiday. Like, madam, you don't want to let this go. And then I also wrote that, like, no, she's now looking like a clown after the doctor reveals that she witnessed the murder not like not too long ago. I was like, now you're looking like a clown. Girl, you don't want to drop this. Because now she's like, it's not that. This isn't a post traumatic disorder. And this is not me just believing all things. I'm like, you now look like a clown. You look like a nut job. You sure you don't want to just drop this and take the massage and just let this go? But the thing is, as I was saying that, I also wrote, you know what? I get it because once you have a brain itch, sometimes you gotta scratch it. And also, Laura might have even let it go, but then that person comes and writes the stop in the, which I'm like, I guess the person did not know that she has already kind of stopped. Like, I'm just getting a massage, and then you now write stop, and you just reinvigorate my investigation. Like, I just thought that was so funny because I was already stopped. It's you that reignited this. The next thing that I wrote was when she goes to the staff and she's like, I need to look at the CCTV. I said the staff must be like, oh brother, here she comes again. The staff must be like, ma'am, please can you go to your room? Laura, I need to look at the CCTV. Where is this? What is the Laura? Please, we are tired. This is supposed to be a restful vacation time. Then I wrote, no, she's now opening the drain and taking her. When she was opening the drain, something about drains are just so nasty to me. So when she was really opening, especially the shower drain and like putting her hand in there to find hair, I was like, Laura, you're doing a lot for this. I'm not going to hold you. But then I wrote the fact that she was pushed, the pool was sealed, and like attempted murder, and her rep was so bad that people were like, "You're a nut job," like I was like, nobody even believes you anymore, Laura. You're cooked. Like your credibility has gone off the deep end. Because how have I been? You saw me drowning. Would I put myself in this situation and then seal the front of the pool? And they're like, she's suicidal. She wants to take her own life. She's a nut job. I'm like, Laura, this is why I would have dropped it. But you know what? I get it. Then I wrote that. Oh, this was a little thing for me that just I loved was when she's running and she's like chasing the woman in the where that is hooded, the hooded woman. you see there's like red lights that are flashing in different ways. There's like red light here, there's a little red light here, just indicating danger, warning. I live for stuff like this. I live for stuff like this in film where like colors are also like hinting at something to you. So when it's like, the red light and the red light, she just keeps running through them. These sort of red lights that are like danger, warning, something about to happen, and then the lights go dark. Oh, love, just from like a color perspective, it like what is like a filmmaking storytelling devices using color as like I loved it. And then that's when things go dark, and then the revelation of the woman in the hood is made, and that revelation actually was surprising. I was like, oh, that is interesting that he got somebody to impersonate the dying wife, and then it was the dying wife that was like the dying wife that was pushed off of the boat into the water, and this is an impersonator. I just thought, oh, that is so. I wouldn't have thought of that. Like, I didn't think this is where this was going, but that was also really good. Also, they did a very good job of planting red herrings, because it does a good job of planting the red herrings, but keeping the story moving forward. Because there's all these people that you could have been, like the man that leaves the yacht, like the musician, the character of what's her name, um Hannah Waddingham, like she's in this, and her character too, where the other girl whispers to her, like, don't trust her, or don't antagonize her. She can be very bad or whatever. So they planted red herrings well, but the revelation ultimately was still surprising, but also not to the point that you can see it out of the realm of possibility. Like you can see how everything lines up, but it still surprises. I really loved it. Then the other thing that I wrote was that the way that Richard is unmasked in the end too, I really liked. Like I found that scene so I just loved it. Where so Keira Knightley's character comes and she's like, she just starts walking to the microphone and he's like, "Excuse me," and the Anna is her name Anna in this? It's Anne, right? Her name is Anne, I believe. The dying wife, or who we believe is. So I know the real woman is Carrie, right? If you've watched this movie I'm talking about. So Carrie is now like, let her speak. And Richard is like, and so Keira Knightley's character as Laura is just kind of like talking, and when Richard is trying to silence Laura and Carrie, and then the staff are just like, the guests are like, Richard, what are you doing? Let her speak. Why is he not letting her speak? This is her party. I just found it to be so comedic, especially Hannah, and just the way she speaks, So like, Richard, calm down, let her speak. Because really, if this is your wife that's dying, why would you let her speak? Like that was a very clever, like very simple but very clever way of doing the revelation, where it's like, of course, like why wouldn't he want his wife to speak? So now this is kind of raising questions, and people are like, what is going on? Why is this like? And then, of course, Richard now on the edge, now, is taking her like hostage. Although I was like, what is your intention here? So, like, what were you going to do? But I guess he's just a man, like, he doesn't really know what he's doing. He's just working on impulse. And then, ultimately, at the end, we see the woman that shoots him. But I like the fact that it wasn't her that dealt the final blow. I like the fact that they left the final blow to be dealt by Laura, who then hits him over the head. He falls over. And, that is the movie. What a wonderful film. If you do not know who I am, my name is VDK. I make movie bingo cards, which you can find on my Substack, vdkfilmclub.substack.com, and I talk about films. Until the next movie that I watch and the next video that I make, have a wonderful rest of your day. And please, if you haven't, check out The Woman in Cabin 10 on Netflix. It's actually really, really good. Bye.